Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, the effective process of motivation. Have you ever wondered what pushes you to achieve your goals, or what propels you to get out of bed every morning? It's a question that we've all asked ourselves at one point or another. The answer lies within the fascinating world of motivation, the invisible driving force that powers our actions and decisions. Motivation isn't just a buzzword thrown around by self-help gurus. It's a critical component of our psychological makeup, a complex interplay of instincts, needs, and drives that compel us to act, to strive, and to achieve. It's a process that's as intricate as it is intriguing, and it's what we'll be exploring today. Imagine motivation as a car engine. It's not enough to have a shiny exterior or a plush interior. Without an engine, the car is simply a beautiful shell, incapable of going anywhere. Similarly, without motivation, we may have all the skills, talents, and opportunities in the world, but we will lack the driving force to utilize them effectively. Now, let's delve a little deeper. Our journey into the realm of motivation will cover several key areas. We'll start by examining the basic elements of motivation: instincts, needs, and drives. These are the primal forces that underpin our actions. From the instinctual drive to survive to the need for social interaction, these elements form the bedrock of our motivational framework. Moving on, we'll explore the motivation cycle, a process that explains how our motives are born, how they influence our behavior, and how they're satisfied. We'll also delve into the different types of motives, shining a light on the various internal and external factors that push us to act. Finally, we'll discuss the biological and psychological factors that influence motivation. From the role of neurotransmitters in our brain to the impact of our mental state on our drive to act, we'll uncover the intricate interplay between our bodies and minds in shaping our motivational landscape. Understanding the foundation of motivation starts with dissecting the elements that constitute it. Let's begin with instincts, needs, and drive. Instincts, needs, and drive. When you feel hungry, you look for food. When you feel threatened, you either fight or flee. These are instincts and needs influencing your actions. Let's delve into the fascinating world of instincts, needs, and drive, the key components of motivation. Instincts, those automatic, unlearned, and fixed responses to certain stimuli, are the foundation of our actions. They are inherent, hardwired into our DNA, and shared by all members of a species. A bird building a nest, a spider spinning a web, these are all examples of instincts at play. Now let's talk about needs. Needs are those basic requirements for survival, such as food, water, shelter, and companionship. These are not luxuries but necessities, without which we cannot thrive or, in some cases, even survive. For instance, when we are deprived of food, we feel the pang of hunger, a physiological need that compels us to seek sustenance. Which brings us to drive. Drive is the psychological state that motivates an organism to satisfy its needs. It's like a compelling force that pushes us to act. When we're thirsty, for example, the need for water creates a thirst drive, pushing us to drink. Drive is an internal state of tension that seeks resolution, and the only way to alleviate this tension is to fulfill the need, to quench the thirst. These three elements, instincts, needs, and drive, work together to guide our actions and behaviors. They are the fuel that propels us forward, the compass that directs our path. They are, in essence, the very gears of our existence, turning and churning, pushing and pulling, in a constant, never-ending cycle of motivation. In a sense, we are like a car with a gas pedal, a steering wheel, and a road map. Our instincts are the gas pedal, pushing us forward. Our needs are the steering wheel, guiding our direction. And our drive is the roadmap, leading us to our destination. As we fulfill these needs and drives, we move through a process known as the motivation cycle. The motivation cycle. Like a wheel turning, our motivations cycle from one to the next. But how does this process work? Imagine a cycle, a circular flow that starts with a seed, a need. This need could be anything from hunger to the desire for knowledge. It's an unsatisfied state that seeks fulfillment. This need then ignites a drive, a force that pushes us into action. Now we're on the move, engaging in goal-directed behavior. We plan, we strategize, we execute, all in the pursuit of satisfying our need, This is where the rubber meets the road, where our drive translates into tangible action. Finally, upon reaching our goal, we experience satisfaction. The need is satiated, the drive is pacified. But this is not the end. Oh no, it's merely a pause. Soon, a new need surfaces, sparking a new drive, and the cycle begins anew, perpetually spinning like a wheel. While the motivation cycle is a general process, the motives that fuel it can be diverse. Types of motives. Why do you study hard? Is it because you want to achieve good grades, or because you love learning? These are different types of motives. In the grand scheme of human behavior, motives are the why behind our actions. They are the internal processes that initiate, guide, and maintain all our behaviors. Now, let's dig into the different types of motives. In the realm of psychology, motives are generally categorized into two primary types: primary motives and secondary motives. Primary motives are biological in nature. They are born out of our body's needs and wants, and they are common to all individuals and even species. Hunger, thirst, and sleep are some of the most common examples. When you feel your stomach growling, that's your body's way of telling you it's time to eat, a primary motive in action. The same goes for when you feel parched or drowsy. These are basic primal needs that our bodies must fulfill to survive. On the other hand, secondary motives are learned or acquired through individual experiences and social conditioning. They are not directly linked to biological needs and vary greatly among individuals and cultures. Achievement, power, affiliation, curiosity, and the need for understanding are some examples of secondary motives. Are you the type who can't resist a good puzzle or mystery? That's the motive of curiosity at work. Or maybe you're someone who thrives on competition, always striving to be the best in whatever you do. That's the motive of achievement pushing you forward. But here's a fascinating twist. These motives, primary or secondary, don't operate in isolation. They are often intertwined, creating a complex web of forces driving our behavior. For instance, the primary motive of hunger might drive you to cook a meal, but the secondary motive of achievement could lead you to try a challenging new recipe. These motives, however, do not exist in isolation. They are influenced by various biological and psychological factors. So, as we explore the world of motivation, remember this: motives aren't just simple triggers. They are dynamic, complex, and deeply intertwined with who we are as individuals. Biological and psychological factors in motivation. Your genetics might make you a natural athlete, but it's your desire to compete that motivates you to train. This is where biological and psychological factors come into play. Let's start with the biological factors. These are the physical aspects that can affect motivation, such as genetics and hormones. For instance, some people might be genetically predisposed to have a high metabolism, which can motivate them to pursue careers in athletics. Similarly, hormones like dopamine and serotonin play a crucial role in our motivation. Dopamine is often associated with the pleasure and reward system of the brain, making us seek out activities that generate this feel-good hormone. Serotonin, on the other hand, regulates mood, appetite, and sleep, all of which can influence our motivation levels. Now, let's move on to the psychological factors. These are the mental and emotional elements that influence our motivation. The first is personality. Some people naturally have a high level of self-discipline and determination, which can motivate them to achieve their goals. Others might be more laid back and need a little push to get started. Emotions, too, play a significant role. Positive emotions like joy and excitement can boost our motivation, making us eager to take action. On the contrary, negative emotions like fear and anxiety can either paralyze us or motivate us to change our situation. Lastly, our past experiences and learned behaviors also influence our motivation. If we've experienced success in a particular area in the past, we're likely to be motivated to pursue similar paths in the future. Conversely, if we've faced failure or rejection, it might demotivate us or, in some cases, fuel our determination to do better. In conclusion, both biological and psychological factors work together to shape our motivation. They are like two sides of the same coin, each influencing and being influenced by the other. Understanding these factors can help us harness our motivations and work towards our goals more effectively. Conclusion: Motivation is a complex process that drives our actions and behaviors. It's a fascinating journey that begins with the fundamental forces of instincts, needs, and drive. These are the primal triggers that set the wheels of motivation in motion. From there, we embark on the motivation cycle, a continuous loop of goal setting, action, achievement, and reinforcement. It's a dynamic process, constantly evolving and adapting to our changing circumstances and desires. Next, we delved into the different types of motives. Intrinsic and extrinsic motives play distinct roles, shaping our decisions and guiding our actions based on internal satisfaction or external rewards. Lastly, we explored the biological and psychological factors in motivation. It's a delicate interplay between our genetic makeup and mental state, with each influencing and being influenced by the other. By understanding these elements of motivation, we can better navigate our path towards our goals and aspirations. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.